Good morning, and aren't you so glad you carved out some time to watch us on 3+U this morning? Because what could be cuter than these kittens who are here this morning from the Humane Educational Society? This is Emily Johnson, Maddie Curtay. Maddie is fostering some of these kittens, and Emily is hoping that you will want to adopt some of them. So good to see you both. I think it's all over the news. I mean, we've all seen it, that this has been an exceptionally trying year for y'all at the Humane Society. And I use the word trying because they love all these animals that come their way, but you are funding this entirely at no cost to your fosters. So this is very taxing for you, Emily, when you have this many.
Yeah, we are always in need of supplies because when we recruit fosters, one of the things is they're helping us, so we want to help them by providing everything they need to make sure that they have a good experience and the kittens are healthy and all that.
Give us kind of some numbers. Typically, you have how many kittens and how many do you have this year?
Right now, we have about 300 in foster care. We have about 340 in foster care, but the rest are dogs or puppies. But you can see the majority are felines. We've had probably double the amount this month that we did last year. Not quite sure what's going on, but we just need a lot of help.
Yeah, so I can attest to this, and Emily did text me the other day and said, hey, would you want to foster again? Because I had this great opportunity to do it about a year ago, and there are just some circumstances that are preventing me from doing it right now. But Maddie, you've done it for a long time.
I have. I've been fostering for 12 years now.
Do you just do it kind of all around the clock? I mean, all year long?
I do it all year long. I am a critical care foster, so I take care of the sickest or the tiniest of kittens normally. These are kind of exceptions. These are awful big for me. These feel really big, but they came in incredibly sick, and this little one is actually blind and deaf, and then this one's half blind, which is one of the results of when kittens become so sick and they get upper respiratory infections. So we like to, they take extra special care. And that means more supplies, more need.
So, but then you look at these little guys and they will all end up going to a loving home. And I think that's kind of the miracle of the full circle that comes with it, Emily, is that these fosters pour love into these little guys. And they respond right back, and you're able to place them with the perfect home for each and every one.
Oh yeah, and it's amazing. Like I know people get nervous. They're like, I don't want to send an animal to the shelter. They'll euthanize them. You know, they have that connotation. But we are doing absolutely everything that we can for these animals. And if there is something that we can't help, you know, sometimes the compassionate option is euthanasia. But fortunately, we have a really high success rate because we have fosters like Maddie who take these kittens in, and we have a medical team that supports us to give us the medicine they need.
It's like having a baby a little bit, though. Remember when you had your children and your whole living room was just all the necessary toys and gadgets that you needed for that little tiny baby? The kittens kind of come with their same type of thing, but you're not responsible for it. The Humane Society provides everything. So it's kind of like Christmas around here this morning, because they brought some of the supplies that you get. Food, food dishes, litter boxes, pens, because when they're tiny, they need heaters and things like that, and the Humane Society provides that for you. And you have little crates like this one, a little bit bigger, that they'll stay in.
Tiny ones for tiny kittens, bigger ones for bigger kittens.
Yep, and we have the little pop-up playpens that you know, they can be in.
So let's talk about what it does for the whole family, Emily, because it is summer, so kids are home from school. You mentioned some of the bigger kittens that you can take on. Like this little guy, how old is he?
I think they're about 7 weeks. So.
He's actually 6.5 weeks. It'll be 7 at the end of this weekend.
So not quite ready to be adopted, right?
Right.
No, but these are.
But these are, and aren't they beautiful? Is it true that it's better to get two together?
Yes, I think so. They have somebody to play with and grow up with, and you know, they can play bite each other instead of you.
Makes it a little less destructive.
They tend to leave your furniture alone more.
Because they're busy. Because they're busy hanging out with each other, and especially when we're so busy and a lot of us work, and so it gives them somebody to be with.
My kittens came to me last year at a great time because we just found them and then fostered them through the Humane Society. They helped me do it. But it came at a great time for me, Maddie, because I was about to become an empty nester. And so I was able to get all my mom love back with those kittens. But do you find that it calls to your heart more and more as you do this?
Oh my goodness. I mean, this is how I give back to my community.
Yeah.
By taking care of these, by taking care of these most precious of animals who don't really have anybody else to speak for them. And so that's the job of places like the Humane Society in our kind of our culture, to make sure that we are doing best by these kittens, and knowing that the kittens that go back out after they're fixed, they're not going to add to the population.
I'm glad that you said that, because I was going to go in that direction, because I think that we weren't quite sure, but the ones that you have, you believe may have come from the catch and release program?
They were from a TNR, so the trap neuter return program, and Mama turned out to be very sick and a little spicy. And so, but her kittens were she was fixed, returned, and but her kittens were easy to rehabilitate, and so they won't live their life as ferals out in the wild. They will be happy and healthy in the home.
So that you're trying to help really solve the issue and the problem by not only fostering and taking care of these kittens and making them healthy, but you make sure they're all spayed or neutered before adoption. Absolutely. And you're going out in the wild to catch the feral cats and let them still stay out, but they're just fixed.
Yep. And then a lot of times, I don't know if you've seen it, but free kittens make more kittens, because if you have people giving away kittens online and then they're not fixing them, and that's why it's really important to partner with somebody that can help you make sure they're fixed.
So let's talk about the adoption cost for these. What does it typically run?
It's $50 for kittens. We do a lot of specials. We do a lot of free adoptions too, but typically, $50, and you have a fixed kitten that has all their vaccines, a microchip, all the things.
It's a deal.
It's a great deal, because think about that. All of this that you see on the floor around us is what they're providing to the fosters to raise these kittens for you to then come and adopt. The shots alone and the spay or neuter would cost you a lot of money, and the comfort of knowing that your kitten's healthy before you ever even take it home.
Right.
Absolutely.
If you want to be a foster, what do you need to do, and how much time do you need to give you? Like a week at a time? 2
It
weeks
really
at a
just
time?
depends. We have people that do short-term fostering for like the weekend when somebody's out of town. We have people that do 2 weeks, a month. We're very flexible with the time frame. You just have to be upfront about what works for you, and then we will also kind of work through that with you.
Do any of these have names?
That one is Egret. This one is Comet. This is Scrubber. They were the cleaning crew. And then she's got
Ghost and Goblin.
And they would need to go together when their time comes.
They are bonded, and that happens sometimes where you can pick two like separate kittens, to adopt, but sometimes we will designate a bonded pair because they are so intertwined with each other. And it's important for them to stay together.
Well, I'm kind of intertwined now, but we've got to wrap it up. But you can have this much fun at your house if you will just contact the Humane Society. I think you fill the form out online. It's pretty easy to follow. You will make memories that you will treasure forever, and maybe you'll become doing this for 12 years like Maddie has. Thank y'all.
Summer is officially back, and so are our fan favorite Jack's Chili Cheese Dogs. 2 all-beef hot dogs, then we add our zesty home-style chili with cheddar cheese and diced onions. 2 chili cheese dogs with fries only at Jack's.
Some people just know that the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate. Because there are people out there who aren't you. A lot of them. And you don't drive like, whoa.
I don't want my child being raised by